Hi everyone, how are you doing? My name's Tim and I'm the author of The Running Drug, this book right here. I want to take a few moments today to just tell you a little bit about the book and I hope inspire you to think about buying it and reading it and telling others about it as well if you'd like to. So The Running Drug is a book that I have written that's, as its name suggests, tells a little bit about the incredible impact that running can have on anyone and the incredible impact especially that it had on me. It tells a story of my running life and from my early days when I was sort of doing cross country very badly at school, all the way through my sort of sedentary years in my 20s when I was concentrating much more on other things than I was on keeping myself healthy. And then later, my later years into my 30s and 40s when running became much more a part of my life. And then it talks about especially the impact that that running had on my life when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer aged 40. And that's really what lies at the heart of this book. It's a book that's what inspired me to write it. You know, I'd taken my health for granted. I'd taken running for granted, really. And then I was sort of knocked for six when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer at a young age. You know, you think of prostate cancer, you think of it as being an old man's disease, something that affects people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, not someone who's just turned 40. So that turned my world upside down. But you know, it was running ultimately that's kind of helped to pull me through those very strange and very dark times during my testing and all that long period before I was diagnosed, then in the build up to my treatment, and then when I was recovering from that thereafter. It was running. Running was the thing that I leant on, and there was the crutch that I leaned on and relied upon to pull me through those dark times. It's an incredible thing, and an incredible running is an incredible tool that you can use to help you to overcome and help you through those dark and challenging times. And that's what I really want to try and get across to people, is the benefit of being active, of getting physically active, putting your trainers on, getting yourself out the front door. And even when you really, really don't feel like it, when whatever's happened and whatever the news is that seems so big and so massive that, you know, you have no idea how you're going to overcome it. And the thought of sticking on your trainers and getting out the front door is the last thing you want to do. But what I hope that this book achieves, and what I hope to try and get across, is the benefit of getting past that you know, that reluctance and that darkness, and getting out there, being active, and seeing the incredible benefit that can bring. So that's what, you know, that's what The Running Drug is all about. And it tells a story of that, and then the lead up to the London Marathon for me. I ran the London Marathon for Prostate Cancer UK in 2019. That came about 16 months after I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So for me, it was a way, the London Marathon was a way in which I could draw a line under that time in my life. So it was also the means by which I could kind of really sort of get my fitness back and get myself back to and above my previous level of fitness, because I'd never done a marathon before up until that point. So it was, you know, a huge challenge for me to come out the other side of cancer and to build up to a marathon that I'd always wanted to do. That was always an ambition of mine. So I hope that this book sort of tells that story and explains and shows you how running can help to sort of drive you and help you to achieve ambitions like that. And I hope it tells you shows you how fantastic the London Marathon is. And for anyone who's a runner, who's got any kind of ambition to run a marathon, I would say try and do London if you can. It is amazing. It's an incredible event. And I hope this book sort of helps to sort of share that story and tell you a bit more about that. Other reasons why I hope you might want to think about reading the Running Drug is also, you know, talking specifically to guys out there. You know, ever since, you know, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and I went through all that I went through, I've wanted to really kind of champion the importance for younger men to think about getting their health checked out whenever it's a concern to them, or even before that. So even if you might well be in peak physical fitness and never had any symptoms of anything, or any doubts or any reason to be concerned about your personal health, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't go for these checkups if you're invited to go to them. In the UK, we're fortunate enough to have an incredible NHS that invites us at 40 and 45 and 50 to go and have a free health check. I went for mine aged 40, having no symptoms at all. I just smashed a personal best in a local 10K road race, and was feeling great. I had no reason to go, but I went anyway just because I was invited to do so. That test flagged up a raised PSA level in a blood test, and that eventually, after lots and lots of testing, was confirmed that I had prostate cancer. So had I not gone for that test, I had not gone for that checkup and left it until 45, 5 years later, my cancer would have been incurable. And my doctor told me I would have been dead by 50. So, it's very sobering when you hear news like that. And so what I want to try and get across, whenever I speak to anybody, to guys and through this book, what I want to try and do is just try to encourage men to think about their personal health and not take it for granted. And if you get invited to a health check, go to it and take that 5, 10, 15 minutes out of your day to have a blood test, to wee into a pot and to talk to the doctor about how much you eat and drink and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't take long, but it could save your life. It certainly saved my life. Had I not gone to that checkup, my future would be very, very different to the one that I'm currently enjoying today. So this book, I hope, will shine a light on the importance for men of thinking about their personal health. And in terms of prostate cancer and prostate health, lots of men in their 40s are ignorant to their prostates and what they are, what they do, why we have them, and why it's important to look after them and be aware of prostate cancer. It is the single biggest cancer killer of men in this country, in the UK. And something that we should all be aware of. And I'm a absolute advocate and champion for PSA testing. It's a simple blood test that can give you an idea of your PSA level, which can be an indicator of cancer. I think all men should have that knowledge and that awareness from age 40. And that can guide them through their later life. It's a controversial topic, and I talk about it in the book quite a lot, but knowledge is power in my mind. So I think all men should be aware of their PSA levels and know about their prostates. So this book does talk a bit about that as well. So if you don't know much about your prostate, hopefully you will do after you have a read of this. So that's another reason why I hope you might want to consider buying the running drug. And then the other thing that I do like to talk about, and I have touched on already, is just the fact that your mental health is really, really important. And whenever we suffer any kind of trauma or challenge in our lives, it's quite easy sometimes for our mental health to dip, and for us to feel very to become very insular, and for that dark cloak of depression to take hold. And what I hope this book shows is that through running and through being active, you can shake that off, and it can really, really help to help you overcome that. So there's lots of reasons I hope that you might think about buying the running drug. Also, I've tried to make it quite light-hearted throughout as well. I talk quite openly and honestly, probably a bit too much at times, about some of the things that I've been through and some of the impact that things cancer treatment can have on you, and so on and so forth. So it's quite I kind of read some of it back and I think, did I really say that? Blimey. Okay. So it's a little bit it's all out. I laid it all out there for you. So have a read through, and I hope have a laugh along the way too. I've tried to make it quite light, a light read as well. So you can get the book here via this address. It's just a short link that takes you to the Amazon pages where you can buy the book as a Kindle version, ebook, or as a paperback. And 25% of all profits from this sale of the book go to Prostate Cancer UK, which is a charity that helped me hugely during those times. So yeah, please do have a think about that. You can also follow me if you want to down here. These two Twitter accounts. Run Timbo Run is my personal account. Clued Up Runners is my blog, so you can check me out there. And if you're able to leave me a review, if you have read the book and you enjoyed it and you're able to leave a review on Amazon, I'd be hugely grateful, because your words are far more important than mine in helping to persuade other people to think about buying and reading the book as well. So that's it from me. I hope I'm sure I probably have waffled on far too much, but I hope I've given you a bit of an overview of what the running drug is all about. I'd love to hear from you and to find out what you think of the book. Yeah, tell me, share, come get in touch. You can reach me through these accounts. Tell me what you think. Other than that, have a great day and take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.